song voices are AI generated. We hope you enjoy the video.
Come on, there has to be something good to watch. We've seen the same movie twice and binge-watched the newest shows multiple times. Any suggestions, guys?
So far, all I'm seeing are the same movies and shows we saw and shitty movies and reruns of Eggman's reality shows again.
Perhaps some enlightening literature would be more stimulating. That's what I do when there's nothing to watch.
Oh, hey, guys! We're having trouble looking for something to watch, and for once, we're all the idiots. How about the fans decide what we watch? Okay, there's a suggestion that the creator of the channel did a poll, and we already reviewed Chicken Run and The Lion King, but there's a kids show that is considered nostalgic.
Well, duh! It's in the background. We'll take a look at LazyTown, a live-action program with puppets and live actors. I heard that Sporticus is also played by the creator of the show, and the only other live-action characters are Stephanie and Robbie Rotten. All the other characters are puppets.
Ha! You gotta be kidding. This looks, well, lazy. From what I've heard, LazyTown doesn't even have many characters. Just a few kids and 4 adults, and every once in a while, particularly their second run from 2013 to 2014, new characters show up. I'm only gonna join this review because the fans requested this, and that I'm the biggest star of this channel, and you guessed it, it's the year of Shadow.
I'm surprised you even heard of this show, Shadow. Sonic and I enjoyed it back when it premiered back in 2004, and we were still in Sonic X during that time. This show is way more entertaining than you think, even for Sonic characters and humans grown up.
Yeah! This preschool show stands out as a very productive one that encourages young audiences to be active and play with their friends, as well as eating healthy. For those of you who don't know, the creator of LazyTown and the actor who played Sporticus, Magnus Scheving, is an aerobic gymnast from Iceland who wanted to teach children to work out in a fun and positive way by having puppets around.
And since this man is from Iceland, you can tell the music in LazyTown has that Eurodance or EDM vibe, since that music was all the rage back in the 90s and in the early 2000s. In fact, all the way back in our video on Sonic X, we mentioned that the Italian dub of our anime has a unique theme song that uses EDM instead of covering the 4Kids song, Gotta Go Fast, or using the international theme song that Fox Kids used around the world.
I love the human girl character, Stephanie. She's just like me, pink hair and full of energy. At the beginning of the series, she was new to the town and didn't fit in until Sporticus comes along saving the day, and both humans decide to stay.
Yeah, I don't know about Sporticus. You say he's real impressive. To me, not exactly gotta go fast material, is it? More like gotta contort due to his flips, splits, and dabbing.
At least he's getting some exercise. Besides, he's very agile for a human. I know us hedgehogs can move better, but be thankful that humans push themselves to the limit to entertain millions.
And the villain Robbie Rotten seems oddly familiar. And no, he doesn't remind us of Robotnik since he's not fat, nor has a giant mustache. He's a clean-shaven, skinny human.
Now we have to talk about the songs! In every episode, there's a song involving the plot of the episode, and a lot of characters usually sing together. And there's an ending song called Bing Bang, which plays in the end of every single episode. My favorite song has to be either You Are a Pirate, or We Are Number One.
Okay, you gotta admit, the songs are catchy. Sometimes, especially with the Eurodance music, it makes me want to break dance and run around at the speed of sound.
I must confess, there is a certain charm to this show's simplicity, right?
And the memes? God damn it, they're hilarious! Even though the show doesn't have as many memes as longer-lasting shows, there are endless amounts of LazyTown memes.
And a few of the songs themselves are memes too. That's how people who grew up with LazyTown keep the songs relevant by making them into viral jokes online.
See? Told ya! LazyTown may be for kids, but it's got something for everyone.
Good point, Amy. There are times when there's plenty of action going on in that little town that's meant to be lazy, but it's not. It's contradicting its name for irony and keepsake memories. The music, the dancing, Sporticus flipping, flopping and dabbing, and Stephanie being a human version of Amy without a hammer.
Oh, Sonic, you're such a tease! But hey, next time we need a good laugh and a warm nostalgic show to watch, we know where to look.
Okay, now I remember who Robbie Rotten reminds me of.
That Robbie Rotten sure cracks me up. He's the funniest villain in all of the live-action children's shows. Who does he remind you of, Shadow? If it's not Dr. Eggman, then who is it?
He does have a certain flair for the dramatic. A strange mix, really. Reminds me a bit of the Grinch, with his desire to spread laziness and maybe a dash of Waluigi thrown in for good measure. Purple clothes, obsessed with winning at all costs, even if it means stopping people from getting healthy.
Ooh, good call. Gotta love a grumpy, sore loser villain who hates Christmas. Losing. No, I mean exercise.
So, the villain of LazyTown is a mix of a green hairy man and a purple-wearing cousin of an Italian plumber? That's a decent comparison. I did my research that the actor who played Robbie Rotten actually performed as the Grinch in a live stage show. No wonder he has that Grinchy attitude and the Waluigi colors without a hat, a twirly mustache since Sporticus has the mustache, but more heroic, and not the stereotypical villain mustache.
You're right, Sonic, my darling. Robbie Rotten is like the ultimate gaming villain stereotype without a mustache.
You hedgehogs made an intriguing observation. It seems even the most childish of shows can offer unexpected insights.
Speaking of Robbie, you know what's so ironic about that guy?
What is it, my big strong boyfriend?
He wants everyone in LazyTown to be a couch potato, living off junk food and skipping exercise. Like if I don't go at top speed and eat chili dogs 24/7, or Knuckles eating tortilla chips and burgers without grapes.
Yeah, that's his whole thing.
Exactly! But the dude never stops. He's always concocting these crazy schemes, setting up traps, building ridiculous contraptions.
And don't forget the disguises. Remember that time he dressed up as a giant vegetable, or Santa Claus, or a doctor, or a birthday fairy, or Stephanie's Uncle Mayor Meanswell, or a dinosaur, or even Sporticus twice?
Right! The point is, Robbie Rotten might preach laziness, but he's the most active guy in LazyTown.
Indeed. It's not only ironic, but also an interesting paradox. The supposed champion of idleness seems to expend a considerable amount of mental and not physical effort in pursuit of his misguided goals.
Wow, Shadow, way to put it all fancy-like.
Merely an observation. JK, Tails gave me a dictionary so I can be more eloquent with my figure of speech.
I had a feeling Tails had something to do with your choice of words, Shadow. So maybe Robbie Rotten isn't so lazy after all. Just misguidedly energetic with his brain.
Well, at least he keeps things interesting in LazyTown, even if it's in a super annoying way. As for the other characters, they all have a unique charm. And man, I love those characters. Stephanie is so much fun. And her uncle and the mayor, who's named Meanswell, is always there to support her.
It's the power of friendship and all that 2000s cheesiness we already discussed in our video with Shrek, Jimmy Neutron, and SpongeBob.
Despite the show's simplicity, the characters do possess a memorability.
You think so, Shadow?
Mayor Meanswell, for instance, seems like a genuinely caring uncle, concerned for Stephanie's well-being.
And Ziggy, the walking candy addict?
Hey, Ziggy loved his candy, but he wasn't a complete glutton. Sporticus always taught him about moderation. He calls fruits and veggies sports candy.
A valuable lesson indeed. And then there's Pixel, the technological whiz. He reminds me somewhat of Tails, in a way.
Ooh, good comparison. They both love tinkering with gadgets and stuff.
Don't forget Trixie, the one with the constant mischief in her eyes.
Oh my God, Sonic! Now that you mention it, Trixie kind of reminds me of myself.
You? With a mischievous streak? It's been years since you were feisty and rebellious.
I may be all pink and sparkly like Stephanie, but I can be a go-getter too, just like Trixie!
It seems this LazyTown has a wider range of personalities than initially apparent, and Amy is getting too close to her mic.
There's more to it than meets the eye, boys. Now don't get me wrong, I love LazyTown, but there were a few characters who, well, got on my nerves.
Like who? Is it Robbie?
Oh, Robbie is entertaining in his own annoying way. But Stingy? That little guy was the definition of selfish. He goes, mine, 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 all the time.
A rather unproductive attitude. Sharing is a fundamental social construct.
Yeah, even I know that. Though gotta admit, it was kind of funny when he tried to hoard everything and then end up in a giant mess. Remember when he stole Sporticus's crystal? Or when he tried to take Ziggy's taffy maker but failed?
Don't remind me. But seriously, Stingy rarely learned his lesson. It was always chaos when he wouldn't share. I'd hit him with my hammer if he took anything from me.
True. And then there's Miss Busybody.
Don't even get me started! She was Mayor Meanswell's secretary, more like his personal tormentor. God, what does he see in her?
From what I've observed, her contributions seem limited. Primarily answering calls and delegating yard work to the mayor in the most peculiar episode titled Sportifake, I believe.
Ha! You actually remembered that one, Shadow. Miss Busybody was the queen of busywork and gossip, never actually doing anything helpful.
Yeah, Stingy and Miss Busybody were definitely the low points of LazyTown. But hey, even the best shows have a dud or two, right?
Right! Still, LazyTown is a classic! Catchy tunes, funny moments, and who can forget the legendary memes?
All right. Maybe we can watch another episode sometime. But no more Stingy or Miss Busybody. Deal.
Deal! Oh no, I can't get those songs out of my head. They're so catchy!
You gotta admit, some of them are pretty good, even for a kid's show.
Really? Which one did you like the most, Sonic?
Believe it or not, You Are a Pirate is a jam, especially that metal cover by... what was it called again?
Ailstorm! They totally rock that song!
Right. Now that's a pirate song I can get behind.
Not a fan of the original, then?
It's okay, but Ailstorm adds a little speed. You know, my kind of style.
Makes sense! Now me, I loved Go For It! It's so motivating! Anything that helps you move is good for you!
An interesting choice, but an effective one, I suppose. Encouraging physical activity is a positive message.
Exactly! And cooking by the book? Perfect for someone who loves baking like me! Cream the Rabbit loves that song, too!
Speaking of baking, are you making chili dogs later?
Wait until later after the video, Sonic! Now, let's talk about Shadow's surprising taste in music!
My taste in music is perfectly refined. However, even I cannot deny the infectious nature of some of these LazyTown songs.
Really? Which one's caught your ear?
Step by Step has a certain methodical rhythm I find oddly appealing. And We Are Number One.
Oh boy, here we go!
While the lyrics may be simplistic, the melody is undeniably catchy. It even achieved a level of virality, I believe the term is. After the show ended, We Are Number One became quite the internet meme in the 2010s.
Wow, Shadow! You actually know about the memes?
My knowledge extends beyond video games, you see.
You know, it's a shame LazyTown ended so soon and twice, too.
Yeah, 2 seasons doesn't seem like enough for such a catchy show.
It did have a bit of a comeback a few years later, but it still ended in 2014.
A brief resurgence then. A shame, truly.
The saddest part, though, was the passing of Robbie Rotten's actor, Stephen Carl Stephenson, 4 years later in 2018.
Wait, really? That's awful and tragic.
Yeah, 2018 was a tough year. We lost a lot of creative icons that year, like Stan Lee, the guy behind a lot of Marvel comic book characters, and Steven Hillenburg, too, the creator of SpongeBob. But you know what? Even though LazyTown is over for 10 years and we lost some amazing talents, the show and those actors left a big mark.
You're right, Amy. Stephen Carl brought so much laughter to people with Robbie Rotten.
Indeed. And the show itself, despite its short run, continues to entertain and inspire kids, even us.
Exactly! LazyTown may be gone, but the memes, the songs, and the message of healthy living will stick with us forever.
Besides, who says we can't rewatch our favorite episodes sometimes, right? Maybe even learn a new dance move or two. To wrap up this video, I've been thinking, why are most of the LazyTown characters puppets, but Sporticus, Stephanie, and Robbie Rotten are live actors?
I guess it's just the way they wanted to do it. Maybe puppets were easier for some characters, while live actors were better for others.
I wonder what it would be like if everyone was a puppet, or if everyone was a live actor.
That would be weird. Imagine a live actor as Mayor Meanswell, or a puppet Sporticus.
I prefer the live-action characters. The puppets, while somewhat entertaining, lack a certain authenticity, and they sometimes look creepy.
Come on, Shadow. You enjoyed LazyTown.
Yes, I did. It was a tolerable distraction, unlike the Backyardigans.
The Backyardigans? But they're so cute!
Not for me. I was forced to endure that abomination thanks to Tails' little rabbit girlfriend, Cream.
Ah, the dreaded Backyardigans. A traumatic experience for many. Not!
Don't worry, Shadow. LazyTown is much better. And at least you don't have to deal with Pablo and his endless freakouts or Uniqua with the weirdly bizarre species.
Absolutely. LazyTown will suffice.
Well, I guess that's all for now.
Don't forget about our chili dog date. I'll start cooking.
How could I? Say, Shadow, maybe Amy could also make you a cheese pizza.
Yes, if you hedgehogs are going to eat, you better invite me in for supper.
Hold on just 1 minute, guys. Just because you're all doing these reviews doesn't mean you're the only ones.
And keep in mind, we were the ones who did the first movie review back in November when we reviewed the Cat in the Hat movie. We haven't done a movie review since then.
Yeah, the Dreamcast/Adventure era crew did the movie review first. Plus, that was right before I was pregnant. What's the next review? 4Kids Crew?
We were going to review the 1994 adaptation of The Little Rascals.
I guess we should take a little break from these videos and let the Dreamcast/Adventure crew do the next review to freshen things up.
The Little Rascals also came out the same year as The Lion King, and it's another old childhood movie of millions. But since it's an adaptation, it's based on the Our Gang short films all the way back in the 1920s and 30s, and that's really old.
And just a heads up, it's not just me, my Amy, and Shadow reviewing The Little Rascals.
We're also going to bring Tails, Knuckles, Rouge, Cream, and Team Chaotix.
That's 10 of us in total. A bigger group than the Lion King review, but not as big as the Money in the Bank review. It's basically all of Sonic Heroes without Omega. And that fat cat Big.
That should wrap up the video. LazyTown is a fun old show, and we got another teaser of the next review with a different Sonic crew.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Remember to click on the bell so you won't forget about the latest videos.
And spread the word.
Follow us on TikTok as well.
Stick around and stay tuned for more new videos. These reviews are getting bigger. Now, whose turn it is to say it?
I'll say it since I'll start the next video. We'll be in the Little Rascals review. Peace out and rock on.
This has been 1CL Productions, the